Well, when it comes to plants, you're saying fish store. You can't go to a regular store and just buy a plant and throw it in there.
Sometimes you can. So PetSmart and other big stores like that, they will sell some aquatic plants usually. Again, you'll usually be able to find the Java ferns there, or maybe moss balls or things like that. But I do recommend checking out a specialty store that specializes in aquariums or fish keeping, because they will have more options for you, and they'll probably have staff that are very knowledgeable about planted tanks.
Let's talk about some of the steps you take to kind of clean these aquariums, because it looks like it's very detailed.
It is. It's a little bit of a complicated process, but once you start doing it, it'll be real easy. So what I've got here is a bucket just full of tap water right out of my sink, right? And so we're on city water here, so there's some compounds that are added to our water supply to make them better for us to drink as humans that aren't so great for our fish.
That's interesting.
So that's the biggest thing that you want to worry about when you're using tap water. So you're going to need something like a water conditioner. This is AquaSafe Plus from the Tetra brand. It's good stuff. You're going to add this to your tap water to condition it or remove that chlorine and chloramine. The first thing I'm going to do is take an empty bucket, and I've got myself what's called a gravel vacuum. Or a siphon. This is going to be your #1 tool for aquarium cleaning, right? And it is not a very complex piece of machinery, but it
gets the job done.
Gets the job done, and it can be a little tricky to get it started, right? So this is just working on gravity. I'm going to make a suction, right, to pull the water from this tank down to this bucket, right? And so it really depends on your bucket being lower than your tank. Okay. That's the big problem. I see people trying to do it with the bucket on the table, and the water doesn't want to flow, and that's why. You're really just using gravity here. So we're going to put it in at an angle with the open end up. Right? We're going to let it fill up with water.
Yeah, you hear the suction. There you go.
We're going to let it fill up with water. Just ignore the fish. They're going to try and they're going to think I'm feeding them, but you let it drain partially and then put it right back in.
Oh, wow.
And there it is. Now I've got water flowing out and into my bucket. You can see I can start going along the bottom. It's sucking up the sand. I'm going to kink it a little bit to let that sand flow back out. I've still got water in the tube. It's still got a suction, so when I let go of that kink, it's going to start sucking again. And then look how clean that sand looks after I suction it.
Now, I see you have some tiny fish in there. Are they just like fully aware, or do you happen to, because I would think they would get sucked up in there.
Yes, so that is one thing to be concerned about when you have small fish in your tank, is to watch out for them. Sometimes they do get sucked up, and then it's just a simple process of grabbing them with a net from your bucket and placing them gently back in. But for the most part, these fish usually stay at the top of the water column in our tank. So if I'm suctioning water off the bottom, it's not going to be much of a problem. You can use this water to water your house plants. It's got all that beneficial nitrates and ammonia and all that stuff that plants love.